As we were in free worship and Mike was leading us, I was watching a movie. And I saw the glory cloud come in because we were hungry for it and we wanted it. And then I saw the glory cloud start to lift and dissipate, but we still wanted it. And it seemed like we were reaching for it, but we couldn't feel it like we felt it when it first came upon us. But because we had tasted of it, it made us hungrier. It made us want it more. And it was almost as if the glory cloud was like a super strong magnet, and we were metal. And as it was lifting and pulling away, it was drawing us after it. And it was pulling us outside of the realm where we were. And it was taking us from a place that we've known. It was taking us from a place where we've been comfortable. And yet we felt like we could not be satisfied because we weren't feeling it the way we did when it first came down upon us. But we wanted it so bad because of how it tasted and how it felt when it came upon us. That because of that taste, we were still reaching and stretching for it, and yet it seemed to still draw away from us. But as it was drawing away from us, it continued to pull us. And we're still going after it, but not experiencing it the way that we did when it first came upon us. And it seemed like we've been going through this season, this time period, where all kinds of stuff around us has been happening. And it seems like all these pressures have been pushing on us externally, but internally we're still reaching for that glory cloud, and it's still like a magnet drawing us. And it's drawing us from where we've been into some place that we don't know, and it's really uncomfortable, but we're really still hungry and thirsty for that glory cloud. And it's still pulling us. And it seems like we're being pressed on every side. And it almost feels like, God, where are you in the midst of all of this? I tasted this and it was so good. What happened? Where did you go? Why did you go away? And he still seems like he's backing up with his presence. But while he's backing up with his presence, he's still pulling us like a magnet draws metal. And we're still being pulled after that glory. And then I saw the glory cloud stopped. And we walked into it in its fullness. And we happened to glance back over our shoulder as we were standing totally engulfed as if we were in the circumference of the cloud. And looking back over our shoulder, realizing not how far during the journey we had come. But we had moved miles in distance in the pursuit of the glory that we had initially tasted. And I believe what God was showing me is the trajectory and the path that this body is on. And where many of us are or have been or are transitioning to, and some are, sorry for the southern, but fixing to arrive at. Because many have tasted of that glory. And it seems like We're not tasting it the way that we did at one point or at one time or the way that we felt it, but it's still drawing us like a magnet. And we still want it. We still taste it. And we're still going after it. And in the process of going after it, it seems like all these other pressures come against us, but yet that pull is still there. Still drawing us and pulling us. But we're coming to it again. And we're coming to it in its fullness. It is by no accident that the Lord gave Pastor a vision for this year about the glory in you, in your church, and in your world. He's been drawing us to the glory. We have tasted. And He's pulling us outside of all the things that we know, all the things that we're used to, all the things that we are accustomed to. And in that drawing process, all kinds of pressure seems to come against you, and all that pressure is to divert you and take you off course to pull you out from the magnetic pull of that glory. But in your spirit, you sense the pull and the draw to the deeper things of God, to the deeper realms of God. And even in the midst of it, it seems like it has dissipated and it's not as strong, and you're saying, God where, God why, God when, God how. But inside of you, you're still hungry for it and for greater dimensions and manifestations of it. It's because He's pulling. He's pulling. He's pulling. And He's taking us as a body. He's taking a people. There are people all over the earth that He's doing this with right now. And He's drawing a people out of comfort zones, out of complacency, out of places of normalcy into places that are unknown to them, but known to Him. And drawing them like a magnet. And we're about to step into a greater measure and a greater manifestation because we're about to catch the cloud again. And it's going to be greater than what we knew in the past. And we're going to find that the pressures and the things that are coming against us in the process, in the journey from where we first tasted of the glory into what we step into, those things are going to fall by the wayside. They were just things to try to divert us and get us to stop pursuing the glory of God. But the glory is still pulling. And as we pursue it and are drawn to it, we obtain it, and those pressures cease. The darkest hour is always before the dawn. And the greatest pressures come right before the manifestation of the light. And we are about to walk into the fulfillment of the prophetic scripture that says, "Arise and shine, for thy light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen." I don't know if anybody can feel this, but it is all over me. It feels like electricity all over my body. The glory of the Lord has risen upon you. Even though there's gross darkness all around you, they shall come to the light of thy morning because of the glory. This is the year of the glory, and He's drawing us right into it. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. We have tasted and we have seen, but we have not seen and tasted yet what we are about to. That's what's going on right now in the Spirit.